great to have your company again, Taurus. Thank you for joining me. It's September 2019 and I'm Dadhichi, for those of you that are new, from astrology.com.au, and take a look at this lovely, powerful combination of planets here. Just after the new moon on the 1st, you see Venus, Mars, Venus, your ruling planet, Mars, Sun, and Mercury, all in this fifth house of love affairs. Creativity. You'll be stepping that sort of activity up in your life. No shortage of opportunities in romance if you are single, maybe even if you're already hitched. Be careful of that. Especially here we see the faster moving Sun approaching Venus and also in combustion with Mars. Now that's not particularly good for your committed relationships, business partnerships, or generally dealing with the public. Combustion means these planets are under the beams of the Sun, and that can adversely affect the affairs that are related to those planets. Ordinarily that would be very, very terrible, but here we see there's some relief, which is why we need to take into account the aspects. The Moon and Jupiter here are in a square to that, so around the 6th and 7th, pardon me, you might find some tensions really coming to the fore at that time. Belief systems around the 8th and 9th, travels, long distance journey, and higher education are all focused around the 8th and 9th while the Moon is transiting in this area, and also receiving the beneficial trine aspects from all of these planets here. You see here Venus is still under the beams of the Sun here, intercepted by Mercury, which is ruling your finance. So you may be thinking of some creative ways to increase your net worth at that time. That could be through your work here, 11th and 12th, Moon in the 10th house of profession, then in the 11th house of sociability, should give you some relief at that time. However, be careful around the 13th when the Moon moves into that conjunction to Neptune opposite this relationship area. And that's a full moon, by the way, as you can see here around the 14th, where the Moon comes into the opposition of the Sun. Venus and Mercury around the 15th move out of that area, and your focus will shift at that time, Taurus, into this area of work, health, and managing your debts and those sorts of things, because that has to do with this 6th house. Also around the 16th, the Moon in this lower key area of your horoscope and also in the square to Saturn and Pluto could show that you're really working hard to go through your past and eliminate some of those things in your life that haven't been working well. It could be impulsive around the 17th and 18th with the connection of the Moon to Uranus. And here we see the Moon ruling your mind is a very important point for you. That could disrupt you emotionally and make you rather impulsive in the way you make your decisions. Here there's a better opportunity after the 21st for finance matters and also for family. Vedic astrologers say this has to do with your family affairs, the 2nd house. The square to Moon and Mars may cause some conflicts or disputes over money around the 21st to 22nd. You have an opportunity, however, after the 23rd here, when the Moon transits into this 3rd house, to be a little more deliberate, as shown by the opposition to Saturn, in terms of the way you communicate and negotiate those deals. You have to be a little bit careful. The challenges are there, not just from Saturn, but also from Mercury, Venus, and the Sun, which you can see around the 23rd. This is the Libran ingress. Sun in the 6th house is quite good, but Mercury and Venus indicate the opposition from co-workers to what you have in mind. This may also relate to beautifying your environment work-wise, making where you work a little more conducive to producing better and higher quality work. The Moon moves back into this 5th house where it started as the month commenced, and a rather aggravating conjunction to Mars, which is your 12th house. This could be speculative. You may want to spend money without really checking the facts beforehand. That I would advise against. And then we see here a new moon again, just as the month finishes up, with again this 6th house really focused. So most of your energy began on that creative, romantic note earlier in the month and shifts through this large cluster of planets here into this area. Now the new moon, as you know, is always about turning over a new leaf, starting new things. This could be a new job, a new position you can throw your hat in the ring for. It can be a new way that you deal with the people you're working with to affect better workplace outcomes. You notice also that Jupiter has gone forward during this period. So for you, that has a lot to do with shared resources, still being contained by this 8th house here, which is the income of your partner or business partner. And so the way you're dealing with that is seen here by these challenging aspects, and not too much good there from what we can see, all these square aspects. So that needs to be approached in a very delicate and diplomatic manner. There's not much more there before the month finishes. You can see the moon will remain in that area with Mercury, Venus, your ruler, and the Sun. And later on we'll talk about this, that'll be next month. The Sun still continuing to chase your ruling planet, and therefore health matters are very important. You need to get your lifestyle in order, I think, and that has a lot to do with this new moon in this position as well. So do take care on that, and I do hope to see you here again next month. In the meantime, you can visit my website astrology.com.au. Take a look at what we've got there for you on the daily, the monthly and the yearly forecasts. And of course, a personal reading will give you far greater depth and breadth to exactly what's happening based upon your time and place of birth. And I welcome you to avail yourself of that. Till next month, take care. Bye-bye.